tale of two caterpillars. They come down and they, born on a bush. They grow up, they eat a bunch of the leaves, they climb down off it, move up to the next bush, eat a few more leaves, and they go, oh, wow, this is going to be, interesting. This is what we're going to do. And the sister goes to the brother, yeah, this is fine. We're going to eat some leaves, move to another bush. I'm happy. The life's good, like that. And so they get to the next bush, and the brother goes to the sister and says, well, did you hear about the columns, to get up to the, butterfly heaven? And she goes, oh, that's just a bunch of malarkey. She goes, you become a butterfly when your time comes. You put in, your energy eating. You develop a safe place, a community where you can build your cocoon. And then you'll turn into a butterfly. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, you believe that? And she goes, yes. They go to the next bush. He says, no. He says, I've heard when I was coming over here to this bush that these columns are real. And she goes, they're not. And he goes, yeah. They go right up into the top of the bushes, the super big bushes way up top where the most leaves are. And you can get more leaves than you could ever eat up there. And besides that, and you don't even have to move for them, but besides that, they've got magic leaves that'll turn you into the most beautiful butterfly in the world, and you can fly straight up to the butterfly heaven. So the sister looks over and says, what? You're going nuts. She goes, the reality is we keep going down, we eat our things, we find a nice safe place, we turn into butterflies. Then we're going to go out into that beautiful field of flowers, and that's going to be our heaven. She goes, there's not going to be anything in a column of things. And a whole bunch of other caterpillars come over and go, come on, let's go. We're going to go to the column. We're going to go up to the top of it. So she goes over with her brother, and they're looking at it, and she goes, look. She goes, most of those caterpillars aren't moving anywhere. They're all squished down and beaten down and whatever, and just a few on the outside are climbing up. And he goes, oh, well, they given up, they got tired and coming down, right? And she goes, no. She goes, that doesn't look too good. And he goes, no, look at all these caterpillars going up. And all of a sudden a caterpillar comes out of the clouds where the column goes into and smashes on the ground, and it dies. They look over it and go, what was that? Why did it happen? And the brother goes, oh, it must be so important up there. It must be true that they're getting to the top and risking everything and slipping off, trying to get to those magic leaves. And that's why that caterpillar died. And she goes, no, you don't know what happened. And he goes, no, it's for the magic leaves. Die trying to get the magic leaves. Why else would you let yourself be killed for nothing? So she goes, doesn't make any sense. He goes, no, I'm going to go up and find the magic leaves. She goes, there's no magic leaves. I'm going to go back to what I'm doing with the rest of the caterpillars down the valley. And I hope you come along, and we're going to set up, turn into butterflies, and go down to the flowers down in the pasture. He goes, nope, I'm going up. He goes over there, and he's got a whole bunch of friends. And he says, let's all go up together. And they all go up together, and they start. But then all of a sudden, some of his friends get tired. It's a lot of work, just climbing over and pushing their way up and everything. And all of a sudden, they all start to get a little bit tired. And he's pushing, and he's climbing and everything, and he's starting to get up. And now all of a sudden, he finds himself only a couple friends are around him. And he looks around, and he goes, okay. He says, well, the tower's getting thinner. It'll be easier. It wasn't easier. It was harder because there was less room. So as the tower got thinner as it went up, the fighting and the struggling and the climbing over for the get ahead got more and more ruthless. And all of a sudden, he lost all of his friends. And he's down to just himself. But he's committed to it now. He's like, he can start to see the top of the tower. And he says, okay, I can see it up just past the clouds up there. And he's struggling, and now he's getting really ruthless because it's the only way he can get ahead. He's pushing, shoving, pulling caterpillars down and just doing things that he normally wouldn't do, but he can feel he's up close to the top. He knows he's going to have more leaves than he could ever eat in his whole entire life to turn into a butterfly, and he's going to get the magic leaves So now he's determined, right? His sister flies by, and she's a butterfly. And she goes, listen, you can still turn around. You're wasting your time. There's nothing up there. I can see it. And he goes, no, there has to be something up here. Why would else this all be here? And she goes, no. She says, turn around and come on down. She says, you still might have time to turn yourself into a butterfly. He goes, no, the magic leaves will turn me into a butterfly. All I have to do is get to the top, and I'll get all the magic leaves that I need to make me happy and turn me into the most fabulous butterfly ever. Right? So she flies off, and he's fighting. Now he's right under the top, and the top is just a circle of vicious caterpillars who are defending anybody who wants to get up to the top. And every time somebody would try and get up there, they would throw that caterpillar off to its death. And that's how the other caterpillar on the bottom was thrown off, right? And so he looks at this, and he sees all these intimidated caterpillars that don't want to try, but then another one tries to get up and was thrown off, right? And eventually he works up enough courage, and he goes, I got to find out what's at the top. I got to get to those magic leaves. He reaches up, and he grabs the caterpillar who's guarding his spot, pulls it off, throws it off to the top of the tower to its death, jumps up, takes its place, and all the other caterpillars at the top says, defend, fight off those caterpillars. And in his mind, he knew that just like he got that caterpillar and threw it off, somebody might get him and throw him off. So he started defending it with all the other caterpillars. And then, a split second, he said to himself, he looks around, and he doesn't see anything special. And he goes over to the caterpillar on the side of him and says, what's up here? Why are we doing this? Where's all the magic leaves and stuff? And the caterpillar says, there's nothing up here. The only thing that's up here is that all those other caterpillars down there want to be up here. And that's what we've got.